Peace and blessings to everybody out there. Welcome back to the Fake Woke Podcast. This is your boy BobbyVILN. I am back with another video. I'm here to talk about this article that I came across that I ended up breaking down on my Twitter account. If you don't follow me on Twitter or X, my Twitter handle is Deku DEKU underscore DA underscore HERO, Deku the hero, basically. That's my handle. Um, I did a quick little breakdown of this article that came across my timeline. Migrants could get up to $500 a month under new bill. So there's a new bill that's being presented. I think it's called Bill 2666 or something like that. I didn't include the bill name in my breakdown. I just did a quick little breakdown because it's something that came across my timeline. But apparently their Democrats are proposing a bill that can possibly include undocumented immigrants in receiving $500 payments, basic income payments. So uh, they're really they're really pandering to these immigrants. They're really pandering um, to this demographic because one, they could potentially um, replace, especially the black vote. These immigrants can replace the black vote. Two, they're allowing these immigrants over here because they're cheaper labor. Um, and three, I forgot my third one. I forgot my third point. Um, I forgot my third point, but those are the two main focal points. One, they're going to replace the black vote. Two, they can become a potential um, demographic that could swing elections. Do I really think elections matter? Not the presidential election, no. Um, but midterms, yes, I think midterms matter. Midterms really do matter. So whenever you get the chance, when midterms come around, make sure you actually vote. Make sure you figure out who's within your community, who's running for council, who's doing running for the Board of Education, and make sure you cast your vote and protect yourself and protect your children and protect your community. Um, but that's what the Democrats are doing. Man, to be honest, it's Republicans as well. Republicans is doing this as well. Um, they're allowing these migrants to come over here to sway elections and to replace a certain demographic. That's exactly what they're doing. That's why they're allowing immigrants to potentially go out for law enforcement, to potentially go out for firefighters, to basically be able to compete with actual citizens without being a citizen. And I've been saying this in several of my videos that this is what they were aiming for. I've been telling Black people that this is what they want. They don't want to have to rely on the Black vote because the Black vote don't turn out how they really want the Black vote to turn out unless they do some race baiting bullshit using the BLM movement prior to this, using police shootings prior to this, using race-based arguments with the DEI shit and Black people can't fly airplanes. This is what they do. This is what they do, the run-of-the-mill race baiting bullshit. They don't want to have to rely on that. So this is my personal opinion. This is why they're allowing migrants to come over here. This is why they are allowing the migrants, immigrants, whatever you want to call them, to come over here. This is why they're giving them all of these incentives for coming over here. You know, like our corporation, because I don't want to call this thing a country, our corporation don't care about its citizens. It cares about being able to get cheaper labor over here and to be able to profit off of the immigrants that they bring over here. They want to put citizens against the immigrants. That's what they're trying to do. That's their focus. And that's why this is a talking point, regardless if it's a Democrat or a Republican. This is a talking point. They want to have us focused on this particular problem that we have, and it is a problem. It's a huge problem. Um, some people sit there and tell you that these immigrants are taking our jobs, which a lot of them are. They are. Um, but the amount of help that they're, my problem is the amount of help that they're giving these immigrants that can go to the homeless, that can go to impoverished families, which basically this bill was supposed to be for impoverished citizens, but they're trying to include undocumented immigrants in this bill in order to get them on their side, because again, they're trying to allow these immigrants, they're trying to give these immigrants the opportunity to vote, to participate in these elections. And that's something that I completely disagree with, even though I have my personal gripe against the whole election process, because it can be easily rigged, which it has been several times, with the DNC, when it came to Bernie running against Hillary, when it came to, I'm just going to go out and say it, when it came to Biden versus Trump, these things can be altered and these things can be manipulated, you know? And that's exactly what this bill is going to be. This bill going to be manipulated. If this thing passed, it can be frauded. It can definitely be frauded. And the fact that they're trying to include undocumented workers, or whatever the case may be, is going to make it even worse, and it's going to make the tension between citizens and immigrants even higher. And you're starting to see more. You're starting to see more coverage on uh crime immigrant related crimes in the news. And if you're not seeing it right now, you're going to see it very, 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 very soon. Very soon. Because this is their goal. Their goal is really to turn the citizens onto the migrants. And not only that, it's to receive cheaper labor, it's to replace the Black community. This whole immigration thing can really do a number on America. Truly, truly do a number on America. And this is why I've said this already in the past, and I tried to warn people that this shit was going to happen. I tried to warn people before the border was completely open, before Biden got into office. I spoke about this. I spoke how they was trying to replace the Black demographic when it comes to voting, because our voting turnout is quite low, and the people that tend to vote are within our community are mainly older Black women and older Black people in general. The younger demographic don't really vote like that. Let's face it, the younger demographic don't really vote like that. People like me, I don't vote for presidents. I'm sorry to tell you, I don't vote for presidents, because it's going to be the same thing every time. It's the same thing every time. Nothing really changes. America keeps uh, uh, America keeps going down, regardless of who you put in office. Regardless of who you put in office, and you got people out here sitting there talking about that Trump is going to save us and everything like that. I've already said it. He's not going to save us. Things might uh, 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 um, things might improve. I'm not saying that the economy won't improve if he gets in office. I'm not saying that. But what I will say is that he's not going to be your savior. He is still controlled. regardless of what type of maverick you think he is still controlled. He is still controlled, dude. So it really makes no difference of who you put in office, because both sides, regardless if it's Republican or Democrat, they are there to work for the corporation. They are there to make sure these companies get their money. That's what they're there for. They're not for the people. They're there for their donors. Whoever donates the most money gets what they want. I've said this. I've said this thousands of times. Now I'm gonna just go over this bill real quick and I'm gonna be out of here. I already told you they trying to send out these payments, $500 monthly payments for what, like 18 to 24 months. Okay, the bill targets those at or below 300% of the federal poverty level, and and would be funded by a one-time $100 million appropriation from the state general fund in fiscal year 2025. I don't understand where they're getting all of this money from. I don't understand how they're able to do shit like this and then send billions of dollars over to the Ukraine and Israel. But all of this is doing is making our debt situation even worse. Okay. I read somewhere that within 100 days, our debt increases by $1 trillion. Eventually, um, eventually, I hate to say it like this economy might crash. Everybody's been talking about it. Banks been shutting down. This economy might crash. Okay. So it's like we have to get prepared, dude. We have to get prepared. Previous pilot programs in St. Paul and Minneapolis showed positive outcomes, including improved financial health and economic mobility. But the thing is, though, you giving out this $500, how long is it going to take until that $500 really ain't much? I don't know what the economy like. I don't know what the economy is like in Minneapolis and St. Paul. I'm not sure, but that's not California. California's economy is completely different from those two, and I know that for a fact. $500 barely lasts some people a week out here. So it's like, you know, Democratic State Representative Athena Hollins, the bill's author, emphasizes the importance of including undocumented migrants and collecting data and diverse experiences. See, they're trying to pander to these migrants because, again, they're trying to allow these migrants to vote. Once these migrants slash immigrants, whatever you want to call them, are allowed to vote, it is a wrap. It is a wrap. And I'm not sitting there saying that Democrats are worse than Republicans. I personally feel like both sides are equally full of shit. Okay. Both sides are equally full of shit. But one thing I can say is a progressive approach should be the enemy, because a progressivism can fall, anything can fall up under progressivism. I will be lying if I sat there and said that my views aren't a little more conservative. They are. They are. I believe in certain things that liberals or progressives don't believe in. You know, some of my views may lean towards what people will call a Republican, but at the same time, I don't respect neither side, and I would never vote for neither side due to the fact that the long history of how both sides, the long history of both sides fucking over people and not keeping their promises, lying us into wars. One thing I can't say about Trump, he's probably the only president that never got us into a war, you know? Okay. Critics such as Republican State Representative Walter Hudson raised concerns about potential fraud, lack of restrictions on spending, and the inclusion of undocumented workers. I've already spoken on that. Supporters argue for the inclusion of all community members, including recent immigrants, emphasize the economic contributions of undocumented migrants to the state. See, they're trying to hit you with the feel good story of, oh, these migrants contribute to our economy and everything like that. Look, if that's the case, then if they contribute to the economy, right? Why don't they just go ahead and just get a citizenship? I know a lot of people will sit there and say, well, they make it hard for them to get citizenships and green cards and everything like that. I get that. But at the same time, you have to understand, you have to understand they're pushing these immigrants into predominantly Black or impoverished areas. A lot of people sit there talking about how white people are in fear of being replaced. White people aren't being replaced. I'm gonna tell you that now. The great replacement theory is not for white people, or it's not for white supremacists. The great replacement theory is for Blacks, because they push their asses into predominantly Black areas. It's already bad enough within predominantly Black areas. We don't own none of the businesses. Every time you go to a smoke shop, every time you go to a liquor store, if you go to a smoke shop, it's somebody from, I would say, the Middle East running that goddamn shop. Every time you go to a liquor store, it's a possibility that that person either Asian or Hispanic. 100 mats, Hispanics. So it's like that great replacement theory is not targeted for whites. That great replacement theory is targeted for Blacks. I said everything that I really needed to say. I continue to give my 2 cents to anybody that will listen. The system don't care about you. These political parties don't care about you. They sit there and they hit you with this propaganda to make you think that, oh, this side is good, this side is bad, this side is bad. I mean, this side is good, this side is bad, this side is bad, this side is good. It doesn't really matter. It doesn't really matter, because at the end of the day, their common interest is to make corporations money. Because this is not a country, this is a corporation that we live in. The only thing that matters is the almighty dollar. That's the only thing that matters to these political figures. And they're going to do whatever they need to do to get you in line. They're going to roll out your favorite celebrity. They're going to roll out your favorite influencer. They're going to pay them X amount of dollars to promote whatever the fuck they're trying to promote. They're going to sit there. They're going to roll out old ass videos to trigger you, to get you to support whatever fucking propaganda that they running, like with the whole Haiti thing, sitting there telling you that they're cannibalistic gangs running around Haiti. That shit's false. That video that they showing you of that dude eating the leg, that's real, but that's from 2-3 years ago. Why they didn't raise concerns about that 2-3 years ago? Because they roll shit out when it's time for them to use it, when they really want something in return. They sit on stories. They've been doing that. But besides that, make sure you make sure you support your friends, man. Make sure you support the people close to you. That's all I got to say. Thank you.